What do you think of when you hear the word strength? What comes to mind? Are you thinking muscles? Whoa, I'm hearing myself. That's what happens when you have multiple tabs going. Powerlifting, you think of Arnold Schwarzenegger or a football player, or do you think of something different? A guy who never shows his weakness? See, to me, that's not strength. That's just noise. Somebody who's not willing to be vulnerable and show what's really going on the inside. And for me, that's strength. See, I've had seasons where I looked strong on the outside. And some might say I still look strong. I don't- But inside, I was feeling inconsistent, distracted during family time, not present. And it shows in those relationships. That's not strength to me, again, at least. It's not strength. If you're here live right now, I appreciate you being here live. Drop in the chat, wherever you're at, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Drop a comment. What comes to mind when you think strength? See, solid men, women, too. Solid strength is dependable. It's not flashy. It's not the biggest chest or the biggest biceps. Being able to bench 300 pounds, deadlift 500 pounds. Strength is integrity. It's doing what you say you're going to do when everything around you is making you want to do the opposite. It's keeping your word and building trust because you do so. And when you break your integrity, when you break your word, you break your leadership, you break your strength. Strength is consistency. Anybody can show up once, twice, for a week. But real strength is showing up every single day. Yes, mental fortitude. Thank you. Real solutions. Is that Steve? I guess Steve. Thanks for being here, Steve. The consistency is showing your kids, showing your spouse what it looks like to be strong. They don't need some highlight reel where you show up really great one week and then you're away and you're lacking for 2 weeks and then you show up again for a couple days. They need consistency. They need actions. It is Steve. Yes. Strength doesn't have to be that person that's screaming all the time. It isn't the person that's screaming all the time. Strength is calm. A strong man doesn't lose it when things go awry. A strong man absorbs the pressure, the chaos, and responds with clarity, with steadiness. I did a reel about, I equated a lighthouse. A leader should be like a lighthouse because of its steadiness. It's always out there, just shining its light. That's strength. Strength is not the tugboat who's having to pull everything to them all the time. Strength is being able to attract your peace. I love this story from the Bible where you may have heard me talk about this before, but it's something that's on my mind a lot lately as I'm working through a lot of chaos. That Jesus and the disciples are on the boat, and all around the boat is waves crashing and high gust wind. It's just this huge storm, and Jesus is in the bowels of the boat sleeping, in the back of the boat sleeping. And the disciples are freaking out. We're gonna die, Jesus. We're gonna die. Aren't you concerned? Jesus, they finally wake him up. And Jesus doesn't start to freak out. He calms everything around him because his peace is so strong that the world around him bends at his command. Now we're talking about Jesus here, so a little different than Nathaniel. But I keep that in my mind when things are going not the way I intended them to. Okay, where's my peace? Strength can be the input of stress and panic with the output of calm, quiet, reflective, and dependable. I love that. Strength is what lies between scary chaos and smooth sailing. Boom. Just like bringing that story in. I love that, Steve. I appreciate that. Loud strength dominates, right? But solid, it stabilizes everything. Where are you feeling the most solid right now? And if you're a journaler like I am, put that question in your journal and maybe reflect on it later tonight. Where am I feeling the most solid, the most in my strength? Where am I feeling the most shaky? Now, I like to leave these with a little actionable insights every week. We're not just here to talk about why I think strength is not just lifting. Don't get me wrong. If you're able to lift 300 pounds, you're freaking strong. But you may not be strong all over. Okay. And I did a Facebook post recently that got a lot of hate. Dude, if you can lift 300 pounds, you're strong. You're missing the point. I'm not saying that you're not strong. I'm saying that strength comes in many varieties. So here's some practical exercises so you can build up that integrity. You can build up that courage. You can build up that consistency. You can build up your calm. And we're going to go back to the journal again because I love my journal. It's such a powerful tool. Each morning, we're going to write down 1 to 2 maximum commitments for the day. Things that I'm going to do. And these are, if I just do these, it's a win. It can be knocking out a workout, hitting my macros, making, an hour of seller calls today. Whatever it is, lots of real estate investors follow along here. So I wanted to underwrite deals for an hour today. Put it on the calendar. Make that commitment in your journal. At the end of the day, as you're doing your evening reflection and journaling, did you keep them? And you can keep a simple tally there in your journal as you go along of your solid man actions where you followed through. 2 out of 2 today. 1 out of 2 tomorrow. Yes, wait, yeah. 1 out of 2 today. We got some more examples. I promised the kids I'm going to play with them for 20 minutes today. And at the end of the day, I played with them for 20 minutes without this thing, presently with them. I told my spouse, for those of you that leave the house to go to work, I told them I'd be home by 6, 5:58. I walk through the door. Okay. So just getting those little juices flowing there for you. As you go through this exercise, you begin to notice how consistent and how strong you really are. I should caveat, don't make these commitments to yourself so extravagant that you fail at them. All you're going to end up doing is getting into a negative feedback loop in your own mind. Make them things that you know you can knock out. Now, don't make them so simple like, hey, I gotta drink 5 ounces of water today, that it doesn't have any meaning. But don't make them so difficult that you fail at them and you get down on yourself. So over time, as you practice this, you'll start to learn that your words and your commitments actually mean something, and you're becoming that man, that strong man who holds himself to his commitment, who's consistent. So I want you to think, what's one place right now? Is it your family? Is it your fitness? Is it your finances? Where's one place where you can be that stronger person, where you can start showing up a little bit more consistent with a little bit more strength? And then let your family know, I'm making these changes and you can depend on me. Remember, anybody can look strong for a moment, but it's those consistent habits that make changes over the long term and can last a lifetime. So that's your challenge for this week. Write down 1 to 2 commitments every day. Log it daily at the end of your day. Did you stick to it? What was the thing I stuck to? And notice how your confidence starts to change over time and how your family starts to see you a little bit differently. And if you want to go above and beyond, you can add a couple little more reflections for the times that I didn't succeed at my commitment. Where did I fall short? How did I fall short? And how can I do differently? How can I do things differently and better tomorrow? I'd love for you to share in the comments, whether you're watching this live or in the future, what's one thing you're going to commit to tomorrow? If you don't have it off the top of your head right now, no big deal. Sit on this and reflect on it. What's the commitment that I'm going to make tomorrow? And drop it in the comments here. And let's hold each other accountable. Strong isn't loud. Strong is solid. Strong is that foundation. Strong is that lighthouse. Build that strength, that life, your family and your legacy can start to lean on. Appreciate y'all for being here in the chat. Did you like this new portrait mode? StreamYard unlocked a new portrait mode. I think it works fairly well on YouTube. I'll have to check it out. Seems like it probably is better for Instagram. Facebook's likes the square, huh? But appreciate y'all for being here. I don't know what we're going to talk about next week. I hope you guys are doing well on this beautiful Thursday. And if I don't talk to you before then, have an amazing weekend. Make sure that you're sticking to your plan and that you're being consistent. The weekend does not stop us from being the men, being the leaders. Steve, never. My shirt's over there. It's on the floor. It's too hot in here. I had to show how strong I am. Appreciate you guys. I love you for being here. Until next week.